What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode 19 of the SMMA series. And in today's episode, I'm going to be walking you guys through the entire process that I use within my agency to guarantee client results. So, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Addy, and I started uploading here at the start of this year to pretty much document my agency journey entirely from scratch and also as a complete beginner. So, obviously, when it comes to service delivery and Facebook ads, I'm not an expert or anything, but I was still able to get some great results. And I just want to show you guys the entire process that I've implemented within my agency to get to that level. And if you guys are regulars on the channel, you've probably seen the few videos that I've released about Facebook ads, client results, things like that. But a lot has changed within my agency in the past couple of months. So I wasn't actually using GoHighLevel before, and I was manually downloading the entire lead list from the ads manager, and it was very unorganized. So I wasn't actually able to reach out to the leads immediately because of that. And a lot of the times I was leaving them cold for over 24 hours. And I started noticing that the lead quality wasn't that high, and a lot of them weren't converting. So I obviously had to make some changes, and that's exactly what this video is going to be about. So the first thing that I wanted to cover is the Facebook Ads Manager. And I actually wanted to walk you guys through how my ads look, how my copy looks, and the entire ad structure as well. So to start, you guys can see that there's three campaigns on the screen. The top one is actually mine, and the bottom two is from the company itself. They tried running some ads, but it didn't perform too well. They got about 7 leads, and none of them converted. So I'm actually going to open up the one that I've prepared and walk you guys through how this is set up. So the bottom three ads are the ones that we started with, and I've turned these off for now. I needed to make some changes. At that point, I wasn't using GoHighLevel, and the ads also needed some more work. So I pretty much turned these off and I added 3 different ones. But you guys can see that they perform pretty well in terms of leads. I got about 62 on the second one here, and 6 on the first one, and 8 on the last one. So we were still getting some leads, but once again, I wasn't converting a lot because I didn't have any systems in place like GoHighLevel, and I wasn't warming up the leads in the proper way. But as of right now, I have 3 different ads running. So I'm going to open them up and show you guys how I have everything set up. So the first one is for a service called Icon Rock Clear. It's essentially a protective coating. If you guys have any experience with ceramic coating, PPF, it's pretty much similar to that, but it's slightly different. So we have 37 leads collected so far, and our budget is about $5 per day. And that's actually consistent with every single ad. So we're only doing $15 per day in ad spend, which is pretty low, but we're still able to get a lot of leads and actually convert clients for services that are worth $1,500 to $2,500. So if you guys are in that position where you don't have a large ad spend and you're a bit worried about getting leads and actually closing them, trust me, with a low budget, you're still going to be fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this ad up and show you guys how it looks. And within this ad set, you guys can see that I have 2 ads, but I ended up changing this. So if you guys create an ad set and add a couple different ads within them, Facebook is going to manually allocate the budget between the ads. So even though the ad spend was $10 for this individual ad, it was pretty much just allocating it towards one ad within the ad set. Hopefully that's not too confusing. All I'm saying is that ad number 1 wasn't getting any ad spend, and because of that, I wasn't able to see the results. So I'm going to go ahead and click edit here so we can actually open this up. And the first thing that we want to look at is the ad copy. So I've structured this pretty carefully. It starts off by saying attention Toronto. So depending on the city name, you just want to say attention city name. For a limited time only, we're offering a special deal on a protective coating that'll have your car looking brand new. So I put this here because realistically, when someone comes across a Facebook ad, they might not see the entire copy at once. This is the first line that they're going to look. So you obviously want to make sure that they're intrigued and they actually want to click see more so they can see the entire thing. Right under that, we have the actual offer. So it says book an Icon Rock Clear appointment today and score an entire body coating starting at just $1,500. So even though this wasn't discounted, $1,500 is actually the regular price. We still framed it in a way where they're getting some sort of deal. And just below that, we're telling them that they can get a free interior detail or free window tints on the front 2 windows, which is $200+ in value. And then right after that, I just go into some more benefits about Icon Rock Clear, what it is, and why it's better than other services on the market. And at the very bottom, we say ready to transfer your car. Click on the get offer button now to secure your spot. And to end it off, we just say hurry, only 5 slots left for this unbeatable offer. So obviously there's more than 5 slots, but we've just framed it to create some urgency. After this, I want to show you guys the form that we actually have. So you guys can see that right here. It starts off with asking the make and model of their vehicle. This is actually one of the only important things that we need to ask them. I just say claim your free interior detailing / window tint offer. Let's get your car protected with Icon Rock Clear. After that, on the second page, they have the contact information. So this is actually the autofill info that they can just get directly from Facebook. So it doesn't really require any effort. privacy policy. And at the very end, I framed it like this. So it says, congratulations, you've scored this offer. We'll reach out within 24 hours to book your appointment. And then right after that, I said, click the button below to give us a call and skip the line. So I've included this because if there's people that are ready to book in, they might know about the product already, or they're intrigued and they want to ask more information, they can directly just click that button and essentially call up the business and book their appointment. So at the very bottom, it just says skip the line and claim discount. And I have noticed that this does work because the business owners do get a couple different calls here and there directly from Facebook. And the lead quality is pretty high because they're reaching out to us directly without us having to do anything. So this is definitely something you guys can try out. And in all transparency, this is something that I took from another video. I think the guy's name was Pablo. So just wanted to let you guys know I don't like taking information and material from other guys without crediting them. So now that we've covered the ad copy and the form, the last thing that I wanted to show you guys is the ad itself. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys too much because they are video ads and they include the faces of the business owners. So I obviously don't have their permission to show you guys that, but I can just play a little bit so you guys can get an idea of what it looks like. So once again, they are video ads. I just went into CapCut and I used the text to speech feature. So you guys can see that there is text that is coming up as the video goes through, but there's also a voice that's reciting the text. That's just a simple way to make it a bit more engaging, especially if you guys are running video ads. So that's all I'm going to play. I'll just pause it right here. And now that we've gone through everything in the ads manager, the next thing that I want to show you guys is the backend system. So this is my GoHighLevel setup. As you guys can see, I have the paid ads pipeline and I have a couple different categories here. So I have a new lead for Icon Rock Clear and then the window tints. Because we're running ads for two different services, this is how I'm differentiating them. So I know which lead is coming in for which service. And then obviously, if they're qualified, if they're not interested, if the appointment gets set, and then if we need to call them back, I pretty much put the leads in those categories. So you guys can see that we've set a couple different appointments, even though it's only been about 2 weeks since we started running these ads. So I'd say they are performing pretty well. In the beginning stages, to be honest, the ads weren't converting too much. We weren't getting a lot of leads when they were actually in the learning phase. I think they're actually still in the learning phase, but in the beginning, we weren't actually getting any leads. But once again, as of right now, you guys can see that we are actually closing some appointments, so it's a good sign. But I'll show you guys how I have my automation set up. They're actually not too crazy or anything. It's very simple automations that I have in place. I'm still working on optimizing them. I still have to make a couple different changes. But this is the automation that I have in place for the protective coding. So when the Facebook lead form is submitted, a new opportunity is created. They get added to the pipeline. And then I add a tag. So it just tells us that it's a Facebook lead. After that, I added a wait period. So the system waits 15 minutes as soon as the lead is added into the pipeline. So it doesn't seem like it's too automated. They don't get a message right away. So it's a 15-minute delay, but there's also a schedule. So throughout the week, these automations only take place between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. Obviously, if someone fills out a Facebook ad form at midnight and they're getting messages from us, they're obviously going to know it's a system as well. So that's why I have that set up. And after this wait period, we start sending the messages. So the first one says, hi, first name. This is Addy from. Thanks for filling out our Facebook ad form. And just so you guys know, I'm using my name here. A lot of people end up using the business name, but I figured I'd just use my name because I'm going to be the one calling them. There's no point of adding a bunch of different names where somebody's messaging them, somebody's calling them. So just to keep things simple, I added mine. And after message 1, we have SMS 2, which says, would it be okay with you if I send over a guide document that covers everything you need to know about Icon Rock Clear? It includes its benefits and answers to frequently asked questions. Please reply yes if this sounds good. So this is a change that I ended up making after running ads for the first time. I put together a document that includes a bunch of details about the service because I realized that it is a $1,500 product, $1,500 to $2,500. And personally, if I was buying something like that, I would do a lot of research. I would want to know all the details before I put my card out and I'm ready to purchase. So I put together this document that includes all the details about Icon Rock Clear, why it's the better option compared to ceramic coating, paint protection film, things like that. And then at the very end, I've included a frequently asked questions. And I based all these questions on the stuff that I was getting from the leads. So I decided to put it together in a document where they have access to everything that they need to know. So it's pretty simple to put something like this together. I just used Canva and I went on a website that includes all this information and I just copied it over. So this is something you guys can utilize in pretty much every niche, whether it's solar, roofing, med spas, the list goes on and on. So if you guys want to do something like this, I definitely suggest it. But we can go back into GoHighLevel and just continue down here. So after the second SMS, I have another wait period. So here we pretty much just wait for the client reply. I don't know why it says 45 minutes. I'm just going to cut that out here. I think I did have a timeout period before, but I ended up removing it. So we wait for a reply. If the contact does reply, then we see if it was a positive response or a negative. And it's pretty much determined positive if the client replies with a yes. If you guys remember, the last message pretty much asks them to reply with a yes if they're interested and it sounds good to them. So that's pretty much what I have here. It says replied message is yes, and it's negative if the replied message is not yes. So that's pretty much how I have that laid out. And if it's positive, then the SMS is right here. So you guys can see it says, great, here's the link. If you're ready to book an appointment with us to get your vehicle protected, please let me know and I'd be happy to assist you. So that's for the positive messages, but what happens if the contact doesn't reply? I have a wait period for 1 day, and after that, I send them a voicemail. So this is a pretty good feature because it's a bit more personalized. They get to hear our voice, they get to hear a bit more information about what the service is, and it's pretty much just a reminder that they filled out a Facebook ad form and they should reply to our message as soon as possible. So that's pretty much the point of that. After this voicemail, if they still don't reply, we wait another 2 hours and then we send them this SMS. So it says, hi, contact name, just following up to see if you got all the details and if you have any questions. This offer is valid for 2 weeks, so hopefully we can get you booked in as soon as possible. And then after that, we wait another day. If they don't respond, this is the final SMS that I have in place. Hi, contact first name, just checking back to see if you're still interested in taking advantage of the promotion you claimed. Are there any questions we can answer for you? So that's pretty much the entire automation that I have set up for this one service. It's pretty similar for the window tinting ads as well. But you guys obviously know that sending messages isn't really enough. We need to pick up the phone and call up all the leads. But at the same time, if a lead hasn't really responded to any of our messages, I'll put them at a lower priority level. I'll still give them a call, but you can kind of understand that they're probably not interested. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. And one more thing that I've changed compared to last time, I actually purchased a phone number through GoHighLevel. So they actually have a section in their settings right here. So you guys can come in the settings, go to phone numbers, and pretty much purchase a new phone number directly from the software. I pretty much did this because if you guys go back to my last video, a majority of the leads weren't actually picking up because they saw my area code and it was from a different city that's pretty far away. So they obviously thought it was some sort of scam call, something like that, and they weren't picking up. So I decided to buy a phone number that has the same area code as the business. And now everybody that I call mostly picks up. So that's also another thing that I've changed in my process. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover today. We pretty much went through the entire ads manager, the ad copy, the form, the ads themselves. And then I also showed you guys my backend system, the entire automations in GoHighLevel, how I'm reaching out to the leads, and then also the guide that I'm sending automatically to all the leads as well. So this is the entire process that I've been using within my agency, and it's been working pretty well because we have been closing leads a lot better than how it was before. So I'm glad I put the system together and it's actually converting, because that's definitely a worry when you're getting started in the agency space. You don't really know if the ads are going to convert. And I always get messages on Instagram from people who have seen my videos and they're running Facebook ads for the first time, but they're quite worried because they don't actually know if they're going to be able to fulfill the promise that they've made to the business owner. But believe me, that was a big concern for me as well. I was always worried when it came to service delivery, but once you actually get into it and you start running the ads yourself, setting everything up, it becomes a lot easier. And if I can do it, believe me, so can you. So just make sure you're watching all the right videos, you're setting up everything correctly, you're keeping things organized. That's also a big lesson that I've learned, because before, as I told you guys, I didn't have GoHighLevel. So I was manually reaching out to all the leads. It was super unorganized. And to be honest, I started dreading this whole process because it wasn't fun to call up all the leads if you're not tracking them properly. So now if you have a system like GoHighLevel, you're keeping everything organized, it's properly formatted, you don't need to worry about too much because you're already reaching out to all the leads. And after that, you just need to give them a quick call. So they're already being nurtured, but the final step is obviously to pick up the phone and reach out to them and book that appointment. And if you guys do have any questions, just feel free to send me a message on Instagram, and I'd love to help you guys out in any way that I can. But with all that being said, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed today's video once again, and I will see you in the next one.